The moment we've all been waiting for has finally arrived. Winter is officially taking control, and there's absolutely no going back this time. What I'm about to reveal will completely change your perspective on the next 7 days, as multiple Arctic blast and winter storms prepare to dominate the entire country. This isn't just another cold snap we're tracking. We're witnessing the beginning of a serious winter weather pattern that will affect millions of Americans from coast to coast. The first significant snowstorm will target the northern and central United States, spreading heavy snow across the Midwest, Great Lakes, and interior Northeast regions. But here's what makes this situation particularly fascinating. We're not looking at just one winter storm. As extended periods of snowfall become increasingly likely, cold air will become locked in place, allowing snow to linger and redevelop with additional waves, creating sustained winter weather impacts across multiple regions. Lake effect snow will enhance accumulation totals downwind of the Great Lakes, with some fortunate locations potentially seeing up to 20 inches of snow. Following this initial system, a much more intense Arctic blast will slam into the United States, and this development will help spread snow to significantly more people. Comment below with your exact location right now, because I want to provide specific forecast for your area as these multiple systems develop over the coming week. Snow could potentially reach as far south as Tennessee, with parts of Mississippi and even Alabama experiencing light accumulation from this remarkable atmospheric pattern. This extensive snow threat will pair perfectly with the coldest weather we've experienced so far this year, creating truly significant winter conditions. Throughout today's comprehensive forecast, we're going to break down exactly what you need to know about this major winter weather pattern flip that's about to unfold. We have an incredible amount of information to cover in today's analysis, and I want to jump directly into the weather pattern impacting the United States over the next 7 days. To understand this dramatic change, we need to examine our jet stream, which currently shows a sharp dip developing across the northern plains region. This jet stream configuration is about to unleash massive amounts of Arctic air into the United States beginning tomorrow and continuing through Thursday. As we witness these incredible atmospheric dynamics taking shape, I'm reminded that these complex weather patterns demonstrate the awesome power of God's creation working in perfect harmony. Temperature drops will occur very rapidly across the Great Plains, Midwest, and Ohio Valley, fundamentally transforming conditions from recent mild weather. While these dramatic temperature changes unfold, a significant winter system will begin developing across the Great Lakes region tomorrow. This developing system will produce widespread snow on Wednesday and Thursday, extending from the Midwest eastward toward the Mid-Atlantic and East Coast. The defining characteristic of this snow event will be its remarkably broad coverage area, though we're not expecting extremely heavy snow from this initial system. Most areas can expect light to moderate snowfall accumulations, but the extensive geographic scope will impact millions of people simultaneously. However, we could see several pockets of heavy snow, especially near the lakes, where lake effect snow will be actively producing throughout Wednesday and Thursday. On Thursday, this storm system will grow substantially in size as it approaches the Mid-Atlantic region with increasing intensity. Upper-level winds will become very strong across the Great Plains and Midwest, transporting Arctic air from Canada down toward the Gulf and even into areas like Florida. Like this video right now if you're excited about finally seeing legitimate winter weather return to your area after weeks of unseasonably mild conditions. Temperatures will take a sharp dive as we progress into Thursday and Friday across the southeast, marking a dramatic departure from recent warmth. But this active stretch of weather will definitely not end there, because as we advance into the weekend, our jet stream continues coming out of the north. This configuration will allow for a second Arctic blast on Saturday and Sunday, and that one will be significantly more intense, especially across the Great Lakes. Temperatures could drop below zero in some spots, and if you're a Chicago Bears fan, wind chills could be below zero for their Sunday game. It's actually going to become very cold all across the Midwest and Great Lakes, which will also open the door for another snow event across the Ohio Valley, Northeast, and Midwest. Light snow could even reach down into some southern states attached to the Gulf, including areas like Mississippi and even Alabama on Saturday or Sunday. By the time we advance into early next week, our jet stream will continue staying angled out of the northwest, which means Alberta clippers will remain common. This basically means significantly more snow remains on the table even as we progress into the final full week of January. Our weather pattern should remain quite active through the end of the month, and I genuinely think we're going to see some major winter storms before January concludes. Chicago residents should prepare for your first significant snow event of the season, with accumulations likely beginning Wednesday night and continuing into Thursday. Detroit area residents will experience similar timing, though lake effect enhancement from Lake Huron could boost your snow totals significantly. Cleveland and Buffalo are positioned perfectly for enhanced lake effect snow production following the main system, potentially adding several more inches to your totals. Columbus and Cincinnati residents should expect moderate snow accumulations from this system, with the best chances occurring Wednesday night through Thursday morning. Indianapolis will likely see its most significant snow event of the winter season so far, with several inches possible across the metropolitan area. Milwaukee area residents should prepare for sustained snow production with lake effect enhancement from Lake Michigan, potentially doubling your accumulation totals. Now let me walk you through the temperature forecast because this aspect becomes absolutely crucial for understanding the magnitude of this pattern change. Two completely separate Arctic blasts will impact the United States over the next 7 days, creating sustained cold conditions unlike anything we've experienced this winter. Before we dive deeper into specific regional impacts, I want to talk about something that's genuinely important to me: the value of education in meteorology. One thing I truly believe is that education matters tremendously, and having a degree in your field adds incredible credibility to what you do professionally. My meteorology degree has helped me improve my forecasting skills exponentially and allows me to give you the most accurate weather forecast possible. But many people feel locked into career paths they picked years ago, especially when working full-time makes change feel unrealistic or completely out of reach. That's where today's sponsor, Southern New Hampshire University, comes into play with their innovative approach to higher education. Southern New Hampshire University is one of the largest accredited online universities in the United States, with degree programs built specifically for people with busy lives. There are no set class times, which means you can work on your degree when it actually fits into your schedule, whether that's nights, weekends, or whenever you have time. You can also transfer up to 90 academic, military, or experiential credits, which can save you a significant amount of time and money on your educational journey. SNHU focuses on real-world learning and offers career services designed to help you prepare for the job market when you're ready to take that next step. If you've been waiting for the right moment to build towards something better in your career, this could be exactly what you've been looking for. Head over to snhu.edu/maxvelocity to explore over 200 degree programs and see what's possible for your future. Now let's get back to the forecast and examine specific regional impacts as these dramatic temperature changes continue unfolding across the country. The first Arctic blast arrives late Wednesday and Thursday, impacting regions from the Great Lakes all the way down toward the Gulf Coast. Temperature departures could reach 20 to 25 degrees below normal from this initial Arctic air mass, with effects stretching all the way to Florida. By Friday and Saturday, that first Arctic air mass will move offshore, but then we'll experience a massive recharge of even more potent Arctic air from Canada. The second Arctic blast will prove much more intense than the first, bringing temperatures as much as 35 degrees below average in some locations. Saturday will be particularly brutal across Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, and Wisconsin, with some of the coldest conditions we've seen in years. Des Moines and Kansas City residents should prepare for absolutely frigid conditions on Saturday and Sunday, with wind chills potentially reaching dangerous levels. St. Louis area residents will experience similarly harsh conditions, with temperatures plummeting well below normal for this time of year. Arctic air will advance all the way into southeastern states on Sunday, dropping temperatures significantly even on top of Thursday's Arctic blast impacts. Temperatures will actually moderate briefly on Friday and Saturday before dropping once again on Sunday up and down the entire eastern seaboard. Eventually, by Monday and Tuesday, we could experience another substantial shot of Arctic air targeting the Great Lakes and Northeast regions. Share this forecast with anyone who needs to prepare, because our winter is genuinely about to take a serious turn when it comes to temperature patterns. We're finally getting authentic winter weather again after conditions that felt basically like spring across most of the country for the past 2 to 3 weeks. Everything will change dramatically over the next 7 days as sustained Arctic air arrives, which also means snow chances and even ice chances increase significantly. These sharp temperature swings across the country will create perfect conditions for various winter weather phenomena as the pattern becomes increasingly active. Atlanta residents should monitor temperatures closely because you're positioned where any winter precipitation could easily transition between rain, sleet, and snow. Nashville area residents face particularly interesting dynamics because you're in that critical zone where significant snow accumulation becomes much more possible. Charlotte and Raleigh residents should prepare for potential winter weather impacts, especially during the weekend time frame when the most intense Arctic air arrives. Richmond and Norfolk area residents occupy that crucial transition zone where slight temperature differences could determine precipitation type and accumulation amounts. As we progress into Wednesday, temperatures will begin falling rapidly across the affected regions, marking the beginning of sustained winter conditions. Wednesday night into Thursday will feature the most widespread snow event, with accumulations likely across a massive geographic area. Lake effect snow production will become particularly active Wednesday night and Thursday as Arctic air flows over the relatively warm Great Lakes waters. Syracuse and Rochester residents should prepare for enhanced lake effect snow from Lake Ontario, potentially producing significant local accumulations. Erie, Pennsylvania sits perfectly positioned for substantial lake effect snow from Lake Erie, with accumulations potentially reaching impressive totals. Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo residents face excellent prospects for significant lake effect snow from Lake Michigan throughout the Wednesday through Friday timeframe. Friday brings additional snow chances as another Alberta Clipper system develops, potentially impacting areas from the upper Midwest into the Northeast. Saturday and Sunday will feature continued lake effect snow production, with the most significant totals occurring in traditional snowbelt areas. Subscribe right now because snow coverage continues across northeastern regions on Sunday, with additional opportunities developing early next week. Monday and Tuesday will maintain active conditions with continued lake effect snow and another Alberta Clipper possibility across the upper Midwest and northern plains. These additional systems could produce even more snowfall accumulation as we advance into the middle and end of next week with sustained pattern activity. While conditions become more uncertain beyond Tuesday, the overall weather pattern should remain quite active with continued winter weather opportunities. Minneapolis and St. Paul residents should prepare for multiple snow events over the next week, with Alberta Clipper systems providing regular accumulation opportunities. Madison and Green Bay area residents will experience sustained winter conditions with multiple chances for accumulating snow throughout the extended period. Now let me break down total snowfall accumulation expectations using data from multiple reliable forecast models to give you the most accurate picture possible. The National Weather Service blend of models shows substantial snow accumulation potential between now and next Tuesday morning across several key regions. Over the next 7 days, far western Michigan and northern Indiana represent the areas where significant lake effect snow will be most prominent. These favored areas could potentially see upwards of 1 to 2 feet of total accumulation over the 7-day period, with heavy snow falling Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. A substantial amount of snow is also forecast from Ohio eastward into northern New England, where widespread 2 to 4 inches of snow will be likely. Higher elevation locations will experience greater accumulations, while areas directly along the immediate lakes could potentially see upwards of 1 foot of snow. Wisconsin, Illinois, and Indiana are positioned to accumulate several inches of snow over the next few days from various systems moving through the region. Tell me in the comments what aspects of this forecast you're most curious about, because I want to address specific concerns for different regions. I should point out that while models show snow extending towards southern Mississippi and Alabama, we're probably not expecting significant accumulation that far south. Perhaps some snow flurries could occur, But beyond that, we're not anticipating major impacts, with any activity likely occurring around the weekend time frame. If we were to actually see measurable snow reaching toward the Gulf Coast region, it would represent a truly remarkable and unusual winter weather event. The GFS model shows similar overall patterns through the same time frame, though generally indicating slightly higher snow totals in several key areas. The GFS solution suggests more significant snow accumulation, typically showing 2 to 3 inches above the National Weather Service blend amounts. This difference appears most prominently across northern Illinois and Wisconsin, where the GFS indicates widespread 4 to 10 inches of snow from Chicago into northern Wisconsin. The GFS also promotes more significant lake effect snow production near Lake Erie and Lake Ontario, suggesting enhanced accumulation potential in those areas. These are certainly trends we need to monitor carefully, but generally speaking, the most significant snow will occur along the lakes or in higher elevation areas. Outside of those favored locations, we're not expecting excessive snow amounts, though that Alberta Clipper Friday could produce decent accumulations across Illinois and Wisconsin. This represents something we definitely need to keep monitoring, because if totals trend any higher than current projections, we could actually approach winter storm criteria. Pittsburgh and surrounding areas should monitor developments closely, because you're positioned where terrain effects could enhance snowfall totals significantly. Albany and Burlington residents should prepare for multiple snow opportunities as various systems track through your region with impressive regularity. Boston and Portland, Maine residents should understand that while this initial system may not be overwhelming, additional opportunities appear likely throughout the extended period. Philadelphia and New York area residents will likely experience mainly rain from initial systems, but temperature profiles could change dramatically as Arctic air advances. Washington, D.C. area residents should monitor temperature trends carefully, because you're positioned where slight changes could dramatically affect precipitation type. The extended forecast pattern suggests sustained winter weather activity rather than isolated events, creating multiple opportunities for snow accumulation. What makes this pattern particularly exciting is how it establishes legitimate winter conditions after weeks of unseasonably mild weather across most regions. Hit that notification bell so you receive immediate updates as these systems develop and track across the country over the next several days. The temperature contrast we're analyzing will create fascinating dynamics where winter weather becomes possible in areas that rarely see significant snow. For those who have been waiting patiently for authentic winter weather, this pattern represents exactly what you've been hoping to experience this season. The atmospheric momentum clearly supports continued winter weather activity, with multiple chances for accumulating snow events throughout the coming period. Jacksonville and Tampa residents won't experience direct winter weather impacts, but please share this information with friends and family in affected regions. Thank you all so much for watching today's comprehensive forecast, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below for continued coverage. I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, Southern New Hampshire University, for making today's detailed forecast possible. Make sure to check them out using the top link in the description below. We really appreciate all the amazing sponsors supporting our weather coverage. We would not be able to provide this level of detailed forecasting without their support as we continue building our incredible weather team. We're developing an amazing team of storm chasers and enhanced coverage capabilities as we approach the spring severe weather season. Definitely stay tuned for that, because it's going to be an exceptional spring when it comes to severe weather coverage on this channel. Thank you all again so much for watching. Stay safe during these upcoming winter weather events, and we'll see you in the next comprehensive forecast update.